It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
You know what time it is. It is Friday, January 27th, 2023. The Friday before Championship Sunday, AFC, NFC. You are listening and watching the Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com, the Fox 2 News app. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards out today. We will talk to Braylon in hour number 2. His brother Bailey is playing in the NFLPA All-Star Game at the Rose Bowl tomorrow. That game's on the NFL Network. So Braylon is out there supporting Bailey. In his stead today, two-time NBA World Champion Lindsey Hunter. How you doing, Lindsey?
Good. What's going on?
Doing good, my friend.
Good to see you guys.
Great to have you with us. Tom Mazawey here with us as well. Hey, Maz.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Linz. Good to have you here, man. The president of the Brock Purdy fan club
yes,
is with
sir.
us today. There he is, the biggest San Francisco 49ers fan I know.
Let's go, Purdy.
Let's go.
I'm surprised he didn't leave his jacket on today because he's wearing a 49ers jacket. He walks into the studio.
Yeah, I had to, take it off a little bit. I didn't want to show off too much.
Right. He's got his 49ers jacket.
I almost put my pullover on for him today. The Niners, I went with Bengals today.
You went with the Bengals.
I see.
That is so great. Lots to get to today. Lindsey, catch us up on what's going on with you, my friend. A lot of people excited that you're here, that you're part of the Woodward Sports family, of course. And I told a couple of people Lindsey Hunter was filling in with for Braylon today. And man, you got a lot of people love Lindsey Hunter around here, man.
Oh man, I love Michigan, so I'm a Michigander, as they say now. So I've been here for so long, and I appreciate all the love that I get here. I feel like it's home for me.
We're going to have to talk a little Pistons with you, a little NBA a little bit later on because you've got some insight there that really is quite great. And, we have not talked much about the Pistons here on our show, Lindsey, because, let's be honest, there's really not much to talk about when it comes to this basketball team and this organization right now.
Yeah, they won last night.
Again, you knew that was going to happen, though, right? One game after giving up 150, that was like a lock of the century.
Well, and also last night, Brooklyn had a lot of guys out. Curry didn't play, he's a big part of what they do. And just watch it. I'm a big fan of love guard. So I watch Kyrie every single night. I watch Kyrie and Curry every time they're on, and Kyrie has been on a tear.
It's incredible.
40 last night.
Oh my God! He's been on a tear. It's amazing watching him play. And I always tell my son, if Kyrie decided one summer to get his body together, just work on his body and be in top physical condition, he could be MVP easy.
That's incredible. The great Neil Rule had the Pistons radio call last night as well. So
Neil's unbeaten on the road with the Pistons.
Yeah, it was a great call, and we're so happy for Neil to get that microphone last night to call a Pistons victory on the road at Brooklyn. Guys, I want to get right to it. NFL Final Four happening this weekend. Tom Mazawey, is this the best day of the year to you?
Well, it used to be the wild card round because there was a lot more games. But the games have been disappointing up till now, to be honest with you. These are the best 4 teams in the NFL. So you played 17 games for the first time in NFL history. And now you get, out of all those games and all the extra playoff teams and the lack of bye weeks and all of that, you still got the 4 best teams playing. So they all shook out and beat everyone that they had to beat. They beat all the pretenders. But Philadelphia has been terrific, and they probably would only have 1 loss had Jalen Hurts played the entire year. You got the 49ers. Once they got CMC, we said it was lights out. And they go through quarterbacks like Lindsey go through sneakers. All right? And they're still finishing on top, 12 straight wins. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, 5 straight AFC championships. The guy doesn't even know what a non-AFC championship game weekend looks like. And you got the AFC champion Bengals, who are on their way up, and they have won 10 in a row. And I don't think anything's going to stop that train. But the 4 best teams in the NFL.
I agree. I think watching the 49ers play the Cowboys was probably the best matchup that we've seen so far. And
Giants, Minnesota was good. That was fun.
Yeah, but Minnesota was a pretender. We knew that from the beginning.
Right? And we did. We knew it from the beginning. I never liked them all season long.
No, me either. And I thought the Giants got as much as they could get out of, their young quarterback and Saquon without, for him, it was just about the experience.
They don't have many players. I mean, it just goes to show you what a coach can do, right?
He did an awesome job. Now, the quarterback got better as the season went on because I saw him completing some passes that I've watched him early on that he would just run, So he got better. It was just tough when they ran into the buzzsaw,
It is. And it's interesting you mentioned the New York Giants and Daniel Jones there on a rookie deal and everything like that. Yeah. And I just, yesterday I made a big fact that 7 of the 8 teams that played in the divisional round had quarterbacks on a rookie contract. And again, I know Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes have agreed to extensions and signed extensions, but those extensions kick in after this year. So starting next season, that's when we're going to see what Kansas City is made of and what Buffalo is made of. Can they pay for their teams because they feel like such complete teams this year? Noticing that 7 of the 8 teams also had offensive coaches in the last round. All 4 of these final 4 teams. Now, you're just looking at themes and how your team can get good quickly.
Right.
All 4 of these final 4 teams, their head coaches have offensive backgrounds. 7 of the 8 teams last week, coaches were offensive head coaches. And, it got me thinking a lot because I can't stop thinking about the fact that I think Steve Wilkes kind of earned that job in Carolina and Frank Reich got it. But at the same time, these defensive coaches are not getting jobs. It's a copycat league, and part of that copycat is hiring. Now, I don't know about Frank Reich, but hiring an offensive-minded head coach, and also part of that, getting a quarterback on a rookie deal. Again, Patrick Mahomes is incredible. He's going to be making $450 million over the next 10 years. $30 million he has this year. He starts making $40 million next year, and then it exponentially
plus
grows
State
from there.
Farm money.
Yeah, plus all that stuff. But what I'm trying to say is just, there are these themes here that you're seeing on how to build a football team. This NFL is the blueprint is there for success.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about what you said is a lot of teams have young quarterbacks, so you want to try to get a coach who can kind of groom him. And everybody's a quarterback whisperer now, so you want a coach that can take a young quarterback and maximize his ability and try to develop him. Because now it's not like it used to be. Patrick Mahomes was like one of the few young quarterbacks that sat.
Yes.
Most of these guys don't sit anymore. They're thrown in the fire. So you need a coach that can kind of groom him and develop him. So I think that's why you're watching the offensive coaches get more jobs. I think it would be different if you had a seasoned quarterback. Like if a team had Aaron Rodgers, then there's probably not a big need for offensive coach.
Like if there was a situation in New York for the Jets where they have a defensive head coach, right?
Right.
Robert Saleh.
Exactly. So I think it matters.
Or in Tampa Bay where Tom Brady was, where you have a defensive head coach in Todd Bowles.
Right. Those situations make sense, for a veteran quarterback who may not need that. But the young quarterbacks, they need that assistance. They need that growth. They need somebody to help them, get through situations, and I think that's why that happens.
Yeah, Maz, you had mentioned that this NFL playoff, and I'll admit, I think this has been a bad playoff. I mean, you've had the excitement with Jacksonville coming back on the Chargers.
Right. That was 2 halves of football.
Some intrigue in the Dallas game as they lost to San Francisco, but that really was never a game. overall, the playoffs have been bad. Do you anticipate this week being a much better week? I mean, these games are both less than a field goal.
Yeah.
These games are both less than a field goal. So I want you to play out for me how exciting you think that these games are on a scale of 1 to 10, and also which game are you looking most forward to?
Well, Philadelphia is the first game. They're home. Eagle fans are going to be going out of their mind. But guess what? I looked at the temperature. It's going to be 51 degrees.
Be nice.
51 degrees. That's San Francisco weather.
Yes.
Like, if I know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Here. Now, last week the Eagles, they got out quick on the Giants. They're not going to get out quick on the Niners. That's not happening. So as much as they want to get out to the big lead, that's not happening at all. San Francisco, like we said, if they score 20, they're going to win, because I think they'll hold Philly under 20. I think it's going to be a defensive game, 20-17 type game. I give the Niners the edge. Late field goal by Robbie Gould, and Hall of Famer. It's going to be. That's the first game. That's the way I plan it out. I think San Francisco will do just enough on offense to get the win. Christian McCaffrey's not 100%. You know that. He's got the bad calf.
He's
but
good.
He will play.
Oh, definitely.
And he will be integral. And you can watch a lot of Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk in this game. And George Kittle is coming to play, because he looks like Travis Kelce the last month and a half.
He's a better blocker, though.
I'm telling you, Kelce is coming to play. So Brock Purdy, if they give him any kind of protection, and that's tough because the Eagles led the NFL by 15 sacks over the next competitor.
They're monsters, but
they're gonna
see,
be tough.
The thing that just watching, their weakness though, they can't stop the run.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We're going to run that thing down their throats.
We, as in the San Francisco. I find myself, and I was telling Lindsey this before the show, Maz, I find myself all year long, or specifically when the Niners got Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
In Philadelphia, it was still unbeaten at the time. I said, San Francisco is going to go into Philadelphia and win that football game and make it to the Super Bowl. But as we are here right now in that very situation that we talked about essentially 2-3 months ago, I find myself pulling a little bit for Philly in this game.
Why is that?
And I don't...
I think you're like Nick Sirianni.
Well, it's either...
He's a badass.
It's either Sirianni or I feel like Philadelphia has more pressure on them than San Francisco does with a rookie quarterback. I mean, Brock Purdy is the 5th rookie quarterback to make it to a championship game. All 4 of those teams have lost.
Oh.
So
I didn't know that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So he would be the first ever true rookie quarterback to make it to a Super Bowl.
Jimmy G might be ready.
No.
Well, I think he's going to dress and be the backup.
I think he's ready.
Yeah, he's back.
But there's something about Philadelphia and being at home too. I don't know. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's been a great coach.
Well,
6 of the last 12 years. There's something to be said for the way the 49ers have done it too. 6 of the last 12 NFC Championship games, they've been in it. And you know what they've done? They've done it with 4 different quarterbacks.
Right.
Think about that excellence.
That's tough.
Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, Jimmy Garoppolo, and now Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about that excellence. That is how you build a contender, a totally transformational franchise.
Right.
That's how you do it when you can plug and play the quarterback. What other team can do that?
No, that's tough. That's tough, but if you watch it, the system that he runs, it's a lot of get the ball out quick, misdirection passes, short passes with, run after the catch, and you got the personnel that you can do that, and everybody's interchangeable. I think that's the biggest thing. Just listening to a lot of the defensive guys talk, they were talking about what hurts you against San Francisco is you can put McCaffrey out as wide receiver, Deebo in the backfield. So and most guys, you're not going to go out with him. You don't want the linebacker to go out there, so you keep your D-back out there. Now you got your receiver in the backfield who you're pitching it to, so it scrambles your defense a little bit. And Shanahan does a great job of just putting people everywhere and doing unorthodox things. I remember one time they had Kittles in the backfield and they pitched it to him, and so it's a lot of unorthodox things that they do, which I think makes it easier for a quarterback, like a young quarterback, which I don't have to think as much. But watching the progression of Brock Purdy, I'm watching this kid grow up in front of us, and he's going through progressions like a veteran, which
Without
is
question.
blowing my mind because, especially under the circumstances, this is all or nothing. This is the playoffs. And maybe he's too young to know any better.
Yeah.
But he's making it happen.
That's an element to it as well. And we mentioned this with the Detroit Lions. I think Dan Campbell said these guys are too young to even know that the Lions aren't supposed to win 8 games in the last 10. Right?
What did Tony tell Apollo? This guy don't know he don't belong here. This guy thinks this is a fight.
he thinks it's a fight. He don't know it's a damn show.
It's a damn show.
Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon today. Lots more to get to. Plus, I want to ask you guys how many points it's going to take Cincinnati to get a win on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. Lots of football to get to today, but first a message from one of my favorite places on the planet, Fairway Packing Company. Want to elevate your dinner this weekend? There is one place to do that. Choose Fairway Packing. Family owned and operated since 1956. Try their Burrata Blend burgers or their award-winning Chop House steaks. How about impressing your people with dry-aged Wagyu tomahawk steak? Are you kidding me? See one of the top chefs in the country choose Fairway. You could visit their steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. You don't even have to go to a restaurant and pay that upcharge. You can just get the steak, cook it right at your house, throw it on the grill. They ship anywhere. You can order online. Fairwaypacking.com. Fairwaypacking.com. Sourced, cut, aged, packed to perfection.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date, and Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Give Mark an email right now at mark@swissins.com. Give Mark a shot. Guarantee you, he won't disappoint.
WoodwardSports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon today. We will talk to Braylon coming up later on in the show. He's at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, where his brother Bailey is playing in the NFLPA All-Star Game coming up. So very excited to talk to him about that and get his picks as well. Tom Mazawey here, Fletch, and JB. JB, can we see your shirt real quick? I just want Lindsey to comment on the shirt. I just want Lindsey to comment on this. 23 greater than 23. Michael Jordan's 23 or LeBron James is 23.
He knows.
Even though he changes his number like he changes his underwear.
You like that, though? Huh?
Yeah, I peeped it. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that.
Pretty good sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Hey, just to clean up the San Francisco-Philadelphia game before we move on to the Cincinnati and Kansas City game. Jalen Hurts, it's a big game for him, don't you believe? It's a big game for Jalen Hurts, I think. And I think that because he has been, since the time he was in college, he has been told what he can't do.
Right.
He has been told what he's not good at. And he can, this weekend, give everybody, and I think he's done it already,
right,
but he has the opportunity to give everybody
the
big middle finger.
The actual bird.
You know what I mean? And just sit there and just say, there you go.
I love the kid.
I love when a player, though, because we give athletes so much. right? I mean, from the time they're in 8th grade, we tell them how great they are, and we prop them up so much. This kid has had, I call him a kid, this guy has had to earn everything he's ever got. And there's something I find myself rooting for.
Right.
You know, and there's pressure that comes along with that, but you want somebody to be able to say, you know what, I did it too. I did it when you told me I couldn't do it.
Well, I think he's already beaten the odds, like you said. You know, he had his position, you know, he was demoted at Alabama by Tua, you know. But we watched the way he handled it. He handled it with, you know, class. He handled it like you wouldn't expect a young college kid to handle the situation, and I think that spoke volumes about his character. You know, him transferring to Oklahoma, being able to play great there, you know, be a Heisman candidate, and getting an opportunity to step into a situation with Philly and show people that, hey, I am a pro-level quarterback, and not only a pro-level quarterback, but I'm a starter, and I'm a really good one. So I don't think he has anything to prove. Win, lose, or draw, I respect what he's done already. You know, he's an MVP candidate in the NFL. You know?
Right.
If he played the whole year, he'd be the MVP.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I believe that. So it's just amazing watching how much better that he has gotten, you know, just in a year. You know, with his accuracy. You know, he's a smart guy, so you know he's learning to read defenses and do things like that and go through his progressions and just be one of those quarterbacks, and he has become that.
Doesn't it suck? I just think back to that draft, and that was the COVID draft. Remember that Roger Goodell was doing it from his basement? And Jordan Love got picked by the Packers, and we were like, oh, wow, they must really know something. Aaron Rodgers must be quitting soon. And then comes Philadelphia in the second round, and they're like, Jalen Hurts. And no one really said much about it.
Right.
But how freaking smart is a Super Bowl winning team from a year prior to that? And they're like, we like this kid.
Yeah.
It just bugs the hell out of me that the Lions have never thought. They don't have that kind of thinking. They never did in the past, I mean.
Yeah.
They never had that kind of thinking when they, let's get maybe a guy that could be a future star in this league. Look what Baltimore did. They move up last pick to get Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
They make a trade to get. These are the teams that win.
Right.
So when I complain that the Lions don't pick a quarterback, the last one they picked was Matthew Stafford. That's what bugs the living daylights out of me. So here we are, and we're coming up to the draft again. And in Brad Holmes we trust. Yes, that's a fact. But take a quarterback, please. And I'm sorry. Look with the good things that could happen.
Let me sit on that for a second. Let me tell you about the good things. Take a listen to Jalen Hurts and just his process and how he's just so methodical about how he takes his days.
You know, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. I think it depends on the person. I think we're trying to stay focused on what's important, you know, and that's just, you know, truly enjoying the moment, enjoying and attacking the process in front of us this week and taking it day by day. So, you know, kind of want to never get too high, never get too low with it.
Both these quarterbacks have that in common. They don't get too high, they don't get too low. You can just kind of see them so steady out there. Here's Brock Purdy talking about the Eagles. I do want to courtesy Philadelphia Eagles for that previous soundbite. Here is the 49ers.
Yeah, I do. I think they, you know, had a great front. I thought their secondary was really, you know, talented and skilled. So all around, I think their scheme was really good too. So I do think it was one of the best defenses that I've seen, that our team has seen this year. And obviously, you know, this week's going to be a great challenge with the front that, you know, Philadelphia has. So I thought it was a good game to have and, you know, to work through and learn from, you know, for this week's matchup.
I want to courtesy the NFL Twitter account for that sound from Brock Purdy, and I just think there is some level of steadiness when things, because look, in the playoffs, in the NFL playoffs, there is no time to have a bad drive. But if you do have a bad drive, you cannot compound it by having another one. Those guys have to be like closers in baseball and put everything behind them.
Yeah, they do, and you kind of saw that against the Cowboys when he was trying to make a play at the end of the half and the time was running out. And he held it a little too long before he threw it away. And when he came over to the sideline, Shanahan always puts his paper up when he's talking. So he looks at him and he tells him, and you see Brock go,
Exactly.
And you kind of can see what was going on, what was transpiring.
Remember when he was running backwards about 30 yards?
Yeah.
That ain't going to happen again.
No, he will never do that again.
Nope.
And they asked him about it. He was like, yeah, he kind of got on me about, holding on to the ball too long. I should have got rid of it early so we could go ahead and have more time to kick a field goal or whatever. But worked out for him.
Chiefs and Cincinnati at 6:30 from Arrowhead. And can I just, before we get to the game, can I just say that I'm so glad this game is being played at Arrowhead? I think I would be totally disappointed if this game was in Atlanta.
Oh God, yes.
In the neutral site game that they were going to do.
Right.
Boy, would that have been a big mistake on the NFL's part. There's so much more excitement about this game now that it's at, it's on the road for Cincinnati. It's at home. This is where this game should be played.
Right.
And listen, this is the crappy part of what's going to happen, guys. Remember how I told you, first of all, I hate these 3 o'clock, 6:30 starts?
Right.
That's going to stay. I understand that. But now the NFL, watch, in the next 3 years, the NFC, AFC Championship games will be played at a neutral site. The rumor's already out there. The NFL could not wait for Buffalo and Kansas City to have a rematch and put it in Atlanta.
Why would they want
I don't know what
though?
it is. I don't know. Maybe they get more money because they sell out the entire stadium to non-season ticket holders. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But they had 50,000 tickets sold in like 10 minutes for that game. That never's going to happen. Joe Burrow's like, hey, get your refunds. But I'm telling you, I've read enough stuff about this. They're going that way. The way the Super Bowl's at a neutral site, that's what they want for their championship weekend. And I think it sucks because you know what? What's going to happen to us? The Lions are going to be able to host an NFC Championship game, and it's going to be on the road in freaking Atlanta or somewhere.
Well,
you watch.
Well, you got to get there first, Mass.
I'm just saying. That would be our luck.
I think that would be criminal.
You know how you say we for San Francisco? Well, it's we here for the Lions.
I think that would be just a downright criminal thing to happen in sports if that was the case. I'm progressive in my thinking about where these sports leagues are going. I understand the deal, but you cannot fix what ain't broke. And boy, it's not broke how you do the NFL playoffs. I mean, especially championship games. Guys, you got to take a break. When we come back, one of the players for Kansas City said something about Cincinnati that I think is pretty mind-blowing. We'll have that audio for you. And how many points do you think Cincinnati has to score to beat the Chiefs? We'll do that next, but first a message from SMA.
Yes, the sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps spread awareness about fentanyl and other addictions. Go to thesportsSMA.com if you or anyone you know are struggling. Trust me, there's someone out there that can help.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Hey, it's Maz for Cousins Maine Lobster and CousinsMaineLobster.com. Get on that website right now. Download their app. Matter of fact, it's right there for you on the QR code. It's that easy. And when you do that, you're going to see where Cousins Maine Lobster is in the Metro Detroit area. Call them to your place. Call them to your favorite bar. Tell the bar, hey, get Cousins Maine Lobster out here. We need this food truck. They're two great food trucks and the best seafood that you want to have. You would think you're in Maine, but you're right here in Detroit, USA. CousinsMaineLobster.com.
Hey, gang. Big game this week. I want to play this sound for you. It's from Willie Gay, plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Hear what he says about Cincinnati.
I'm just excited to be playing football, man. That's just what comes with the game, you know. We, like Coach Reed said, we don't do no talking. We just go handle business when it's time to go.
What is it about that Bengals offense that maybe impresses you the most? You played them a few times.
Nothing.
Okay.
Right. What do you got to do personally, you think, to go out there and have your best team and help get the team with the Super Bowl?
Stop the run for sure. You know they're going to try to do that to, you know, act like they can big boy us, but front 6, 7, going to definitely do our job and try to slow that down. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Willie Gay talking about what impresses you most about Cincinnati's offense.
Courtesy of P.J. Green and Cincy. Thank you.
Thank you. I was getting there. Thank you.
I didn't know if you were getting there or not.
It is funny, though. Maz, I'll come to you first with this. How many points does Cincinnati need to score against Kansas City to get the job done at Arrowhead?
27. 27-24. That's your score.
That's what it was last year in overtime.
That's what it's going to be again, except they ain't going to go to overtime this time. Cincinnati will win. Kansas City will score late to make it look that good, but Cincinnati is going to win this game. They're a better team, start to finish.
Think so?
I know so.
I don't know. It depends on
Mahomes.
Mahomes. If Mahomes is,
I hope he's 100%.
Yeah, he won't be 100%.
I know. I don't want to see him going out of the game. I want to see the best going against each other.
If he's not laboring, I think it'll take him 28 points. It'll take Cincinnati 28 points to beat him. If he's 80%, you know, if he's laboring, then I don't think they have a chance. But I think if he's 85%, I think they win.
There's a reason I asked that question, because everybody's talking about the Cincinnati Bengals offense and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You guys realize that
Joe Mixon,
they're loaded.
Throughout this 2-year run in the playoffs, 4 games last year and now 2 games this year, they have not scored over 27 points. They have not scored over 27 points in any of the 6 playoff games in the last 2 years, and they have not scored an offensive touchdown in the fourth quarter in these last 2 years. The touchdown that they have in the fourth quarter was a defensive touchdown, 98-yarder. So this is what they better get out.
That was against Baltimore. They were sleepwalking through that game.
Okay, fine, but were they sleepwalking through the other 5 games they played?
They won, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, but they're all close. And I guess
that's the playoffs.
I'm not trying to be come down on their offense. What I'm trying to say is defensively, they have been pretty much unstoppable or unpenetrable, if that's a word. I mean, their defense has been even better than their offense, and nobody's talking about their defense. And I just think if Cincinnati wins, it's going to be because they stopped Patrick Mahomes. And, of course, you could tell me that Mahomes is injured, and I understand that.
Right.
But that defense deserves a lot of credit if, in fact, they go into Gia Field at Arrowhead Stadium and win that game.
Well, they're going to have to be on their game because, you know, if Mahomes is feeling the way he normally feels, he's going to put up numbers. He's going to score. You know, he's going to put up numbers, and they're going to have to stop him. I mean, he doesn't have – you know, the cheetah and all those guys anymore, but he's got Kelsey. He uses what he has. And, you know, Kelsey's been working overtime lately. Mm-hmm. He's been catching a lot of passes. And, you know, going into a game, you know that's his main target, but you still can't stop him.
I just love the way this Bengal team, I loved them from last year. They should have won the Super Bowl. They had that game.
They couldn't block.
Right.
It's okay. They repeated this year. Slow start. Mm-hmm. Once they got healthy, come on, man. San Francisco's won 12 straight. The Bengals have won 10 straight. That's not an accident.
No.
And they've beaten teams that they had to beat to get there. They're not beating crappy teams. They're beating good teams.
Right.
And for them to do it the way they're doing it and the way Joe Burrow acts, to me, he's just too cool to lose, if you ask me. He's the guy who wouldn't want this guy as their quarterback?
No, he's good. He's really good.
You know, I try to equate everything back to the Lions. Like, how could they do this and how could they get here? And I mentioned the Cincinnati Bengals because that defense, and we always talk about, we'll talk about Daniel Jeremiah from NFL.com, a mock draft that he put out. And of course, he's got Lions going defense in the first round. And I'm like, no. Take the best possible player.
Right.
If that's Bijan Robinson, take him.
Right.
If it's an offensive guard, tackle, take him.
Right.
No.
If it's a quarterback, take him. Now, I do want him to, like, I think I'd love to get a quarterback running back. I don't care. You can build a defense through free agency. It's exactly what the Cincinnati Bengals have done. The Cincinnati Bengals defense is almost into, how did they get this good? The Cincinnati general manager went out and got the best defenders. He bought the best defenders you could possibly buy. They are built through free agency, and I think the Lions could have the same model. And not only that, I think Aiden Hutchinson, Josh Pascal, Kirby Joseph, Malcolm Rodriguez, James Houston, that's 5 rookies that were starters for you last year.
We're good, and we're good.
That were good and only going to get better next year.
Right.
You're getting Tracy Walker back. You're going to sign Isaiah Buggs and John Kaminsky again. Go buy your defense through free agency or maybe a trade like a Jalen Ramsey we've talked about. But that is how you can be right here next year. Build that defense through free agency. Everybody wants, the kid from Texas Tech or the kid from Clemson, these edge rushers. Man, you got 3 on your roster already.
Right.
Don't take a quarterback. Take somebody.
We already forgot that the Bengals were the worst to first. Remember that?
Yes.
That's how quick we forgot that they sucked.
They were
just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Look at them now. The Lions could be that next year already.
And that happened with the Bengals, of course, because of their quarterback mainly. You got a guy that is a franchise quarterback.
That's why Ryan and I have been asking for Tom Brady to come here.
I don't want to go down that road again.
I'll just tell you. I went to the bowling alley last night. People were coming up to me today here again. Darren comes back and says, Maz, did you and Ryan really say that you wanted Brady? I'm like, yeah. Why the hell not? Why not? So, yeah.
What did they say to you? Because I'm curious.
They were laughing. They were like, you crazy. Drew again last night. Drew Lane. Maz, we did a poll here for you, and it went 80-20 that they wanted Brady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on the Drew and Mike podcast.
Wow.
So there are some people in our corner, just not the ones that listen to our show.
Right. I mean, yeah, that is funny. But there's more than one way to build a team.
No doubt.
There just is. You can talk about the same themes and rookie quarterback and all that. Now a lot of teams are on rookie wide receiver deals, right?
Yes.
But man, I look at Cincinnati's team, and yes, they have Joe Burrow, but they went out and added free agent defenders that have made them what they are now. Look, if you score less than 27 points in the playoffs, you better have a damn good defense.
Yeah.
You better have a damn good defense.
Look at the Niners and Cowboys. If I had told you the Niners were going to score 19 points against Dallas, I bet you a bunch of people would have said, oh, they lost. Cowboys beat them. But no, Cowboys scored 12.
Right.
19-12.
This year alone, the Bills' defense has allowed 27 points in 2 games. Just this year alone. 17 points and 10 points. Last year, the most points scored against the Cincinnati Bengals defense just last year was in the Super Bowl. Or excuse me, it was not in the Super Bowl. It was in the overtime win against Kansas City. They allowed 24 points, and they won that game 27-24. The Super Bowl, they allowed 23 points. In Tennessee, they allowed 16 points. Against the Raiders, they allowed 19 points. This defense has been tremendous.
Yeah, they have been, and quietly, like you said, because I think their offensive stars get so much shine.
Yeah.
You hear the Jamar Chases and of course,
T. Higgins, Joe Mixon.
You hear all those names all the time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I think that's kind of how they like it. I would like it if we just can kind of be quiet and just win. They don't put the spotlight on us until we hold that trophy up.
Hey, I think the key to these are going to be the two tight ends. San Francisco with George Kittle and the Kansas City Chiefs with Travis Kelce. If those two guys can dominate as they've been, they're going to be tough to beat.
I almost wonder how much of Mahomes' ability to move out of the pocket or lack thereof will impact Kelce. Because I mentioned this yesterday, Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes have such a rapport together.
Oh, it's crazy.
That Kelce almost finds these pockets. And we always wonder, why is Travis Kelce so wide open? Well, he's not wide open on the routes. He's not wide open on the routes. What he is, though, is he is wide open when Mahomes gets on the move because he finds these pockets in the defense.
And somebody was talking about that, and they were saying when Mahomes scrambles out of the pocket, they have the rapport with one another, and they've been with each other for so long, and
it's like the schoolyard.
Yeah, he knows exactly what Kelce's going to do.
Yeah,
if he scrambles this way, Kelce does something, and it's like it works every single time, and you wonder why he has 11, 12 catches. And like you said, they're not on the initial route.
Right.
They're on the scramble, and then he breaks up the field, and now he hits them. And it's amazing watching those two work, though.
And the coaches in these games, too, they're a great story. Let's look at Andy Reid. And the other day we talked about Andy Reid and how great a coach he is. And he's an offensive genius. Won a Super Bowl in each league now. Not many guys could say that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, him against Zach Taylor. I don't know. Does Zach Taylor get enough credit? And then on the other side, you got the little genius that holds the papers over his hand now, Kyle Shanahan against Nick Sirianni, who goes in the stands and points at you and points at people. A real fiery Philly guy.
A perfect coach for Philadelphia.
I mean, you couldn't get a more perfect coach for that town. They love that guy. It's just, I'm looking forward to seeing all this matchup. This is going to be fun. I don't wish the weekend away, but I'm ready to watch the football.
Me too.
There is something sad about this weekend, right?
It is.
Because, I mean, there's no football next week.
I know, man.
You got the flag football Pro Bowl.
Yeah, you got the flag football Pro Bowl, but I mean, come on, guys. There is no football next week. There is something that I hate talking prior to games. I was like reacting to the game instead of previewing the games. But man, there is something sad. I feel like this NFL season just totally flew by.
They keep adding games and it keeps going quicker.
Right. It did, and it's sad too. I always reflect back when it's time for the Super Bowl, and you sit there and you're waiting for the Super Bowl to come. You're like, man, what happened to the season? Went by so fast, and you miss it already, knowing that we still got the Super Bowl to play. But yet and still, we just miss all the games. I guess it's just.
I want to come back and I want to get Lindsey your take on this, because yesterday we were talking a little bit about the USFL, and the USFL is coming to Michigan Ford Field, and they play in April and May. It's a spring football league, and if it has any chance of surviving, because I feel like we have become such a football society.
Right.
All of these Bally sports networks now are going bankrupt because the ratings for basketball, for hockey, for baseball are going in the tank. They haven't figured out, that all these young kids are now streaming everything and things like that. I'm just curious to know where these other leagues are going. What has been the disconnect between basketball, hockey, baseball that just doesn't attract an audience anymore, at least an audience that makes their sport appointment viewing. Is it the amount of games? What is it? We'll explore it. We'll do it next. But first, a message from the Foaling Warehouse.
All right, Foaling Warehouse. Lindsay, have you ever went Foaling yet? Have you ever gone Foaling?
Not yet.
All right, we got to get you down there. Hamtramck, get to the Foaling Warehouse. 2 ways to play this game. $12, unlimited open play. So you can go when they open, you got to leave when they close. So that's $12 for the entire day of throwing your arm out, throwing a football at bowling pins. Nothing like it, by the way. Or you can have your own private lane reservation. 10 or 12 people on a lane for 2 hours, run you $120. That's it, less than $10 per person. Any drink you want, multiple full bars, and over 100 beers on that beer menu, and the $2 mystery beer machine. Make sure you get on down there. Get your Foal on at FoalingWarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of us here at Woodward Sports, but it's also home to the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere for just $10 a month. Or upgrade to the Black Card with unlimited guest privileges, the hydro massage, and so much more to enjoy in club. Join in club today, or you can always check them out at planetfitness.com.
Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon Edwards today. Ryan Ermanni, Tom Mazawey, JB, Fletch. Guys flanking me here, my first and third baseman, my left and right tackle. These are the guys that make it go. Lindsey, we talked yesterday about Bally Sports and the potential to all the Bally Sports regional networks who took over in 2019 from the Fox Sports regional networks on the brink of bankruptcy, $8.6 billion.
You think Fox knew what they were doing?
Yeah, really difficult to see what those networks are going through. And I believe that's because nobody is watching these other sports in droves. I think locally here in Detroit, we have not had a playoff series win, playoff win period since 2013. That's a period of 10 years.
That's unbelievable.
Between any of the major sports teams. So you've got a 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid now who has no idea what it's like, right? To have a good team or to root for a good team in any sport.
The Tigers have never been good in their lifetime.
Can you believe that?
Sports lifetime.
Junior in high school, kids never been good. And I'm wondering where the disconnect has been with these other sports. Why did the audience go away? I mean, I thought one of the things I considered yesterday was COVID. People learned to live without during COVID, and there was no NBA, there was no there was no Major League Baseball, there was no NHL, and I think that really hurt these sports. Is it as simple as that? Do you think it's more than that? Of course, there's fans of each team and each sport still. Right. I mean, I'm sure you watch the NBA every night. Right. And I know guys that watch hockey every night. My neighbor has a hockey game on every night. He's not the guy that I'm talking about. But just in terms of a lot of people watching. Nobody's watching these games anymore.
No, you're right, because just talking to different people, if you're not a true fan of the sport and you're not into it, like we are, a lot of people don't tune in like it used to be. And I don't know if it's just the access that now we have so many avenues to watch highlights. You know, kids watch highlights more so than watch a game.
Right.
Yeah. You know, so I think that hurt.
Like
that
us, they watch our 1 minute clip that we put out.
Right. So I think that hurts a lot because kids are, young kids especially, they're not watching. I haven't seen a young kid sit down and watch a full game, and I don't know how long.
They just see the Instagram clip of the dunk last night or some of the moment that happened last night.
Kids come up to me, hey, Mr. Maz, I love your take on blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Because we put it out on YouTube. Fletch puts it out on Twitter. That's what they see.
Yeah, it's we always talk about a microwave society, and we've literally become that, and we want everything quick and fast, and we don't want to sit down and watch an entire game and just take the whole game in like we used to. But I mean, I think that affects it a lot. But I still sit down and watch games. I sit down and watch football, basketball every night. I'm watching college games, but people don't do it anymore, and it's it's hurting.
Right.
I know I'm the wild card in this. I grew up. I'm a junkie, for sports, and I never missed a game. I mean, it was bedtime when the Knicks were playing the Lakers in the championship game back in the '70s. My dad you got to go to bed because it wasn't on tape. It was 11 o'clock tip-off in L.A. here in New York.
Right.
They didn't put it on at 9 or 8 o'clock back when I was a kid. You had to watch it from L.A. And if you're on the East, you had to watch it at 11. So I had to go upstairs, but my dad would always know that I snuck down the steps and sat on the steps just to watch in the living room on the TV my beloved Knicks, who haven't won since '73. That's another thing. But nonetheless, I never missed a game, and as a kid, I would never miss a game. Growing up now, when the Tigers were kicking butt, if I wasn't at the stadium, I was listening to Mario and Rod, riveted.
It was appointment viewing.
That was a team we were blessed to have that team. For them to not win a World Series is a sin, but again, that's another point again. But my wife would be doing something, and she'd come in when she'd hear something kicking. Tigers, hey, Tiger, Miggy's up, bases loaded.
Right.
She's running in. The kids are running in. We went to so many games, and when the teams are really good, I really think you watch. You know what I sent my family today? We put a YouTube clip out here on Woodward Sports of the 05 NBA Finals. It was a Game 5 against the Spurs at the Palace. And just the Mason introductions.
I saw that.
That was, if you didn't make it for the Mason introductions, I think you might as well not have gone to the game.
Right.
So we put it out there, so I sent it to my family. We have a little family text. I'm like, hey, girls, if you need to pick me up, listen to this. And they know I'm always sending them stuff like this.
Right.
It's just, when it's good, the Pistons were great. How many sellouts in a row did the Palace have?
259. I'm just looking at it right now. I think back to those days at the Palace.
Oh, my God. That was amazing.
From 2004 to 2009, 259 consecutive sellouts at the Palace. It was the place to be. I remember as a young sports guy at Fox 2, I'm working as a young sports guy, covered a lot of the games, obviously. But on nights where I didn't cover the games, you wanted to go to your buddies to a Pistons game. You wanted to take a date to the Pistons game because that was where you wanted to be seen at the game. And that wasn't like it was... Well, I guess it was 20.
It was 18 years ago.
Oh, man. Boys, Jesus. Oh, no. But, I mean, it wasn't like it was 1985. I mean,
correct.
I mean,
we were the bad boy Pistons of 89, 90. That's what you mean.
And you go to the Palace Club and you eat from the buffet and you thought you were the coolest cat. All your buddies thought you were the man.
You got a credential to that game?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm sitting on the sideline. Lindsey Hunter's right there next to me. I see Mike Abdenauer giving the guys the hot towels and all of that kind of stuff. So what I'm saying is, when the teams are great, we watched. Red Wings in the 90s. Come on. Into the early 2000s. Listen, as a bowling guy, I bowled once a week. You go to the bowling alley and you got the TVs on. There's always a sporting event on.
Right.
When I used to bowl years ago, you'd go in and let's say I wanted to watch a baseball game. Bowl. The Red Wings were playing. And everyone in that bowling alley was like, wings. Every TV was on the wings.
Right.
Ask me what was on the television last night at the bowling alley. Every single TV set.
ESPN football.
It was on women's college basketball. You know why?
Tennessee versus UConn.
No, yeah, it was. No one even gave a damn. And I said to the bowling owner, Mike, you know the Red Wings are playing.
The
Pistons
are playing.
Michigan State's playing. And Michigan's playing. And I'm like, look what's on all the TVs. You guess what? No one gave a damn who was playing anymore. That, to me, last night, opened my eyes to say no one gives a damn anymore about these games, Ryan. It comes back full circle to you.
Well, it's why I think that the USFL has a chance. I think that the XFL has a chance. We've become a society just purely a football society almost, and I don't know. I went online yesterday or earlier today. I went online and I looked at Red Wings tickets. Mm-hmm. For February 11th at it was a noon Saturday game. $89 is the cheapest seat you're going to get, and you're going to sit way up here.
Oh, wow.
That's the cheapest seat you get. Now, I think Joe Louis Arena is a hockey arena. So if you're not sitting in the lower bowl, it's a really difficult.
You're talking about Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said
Joe
Joe.
Little Caesar Arena is a hockey arena. So if you're sitting up in the upper deck, it's a
bad look.
It's a hard game to attend. Just for a casual to be, whatever. So if you want to sit in the lower bowl of the game against Houston, against the last two teams, I mean, I'm looking at section 107, row 17, $88.
Is that for tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, here's section 113, row 11 for $54. Okay, I mean, it's a lot better actually. $54 as opposed to $89. That's a lot better game. But again, the value that you're getting, I don't know what role social media plays in this too. There seemed to be such intrigue with professional athletes, when you're going with like a mystery about them,
right?
And now you know what they're doing every second with social media.
Yeah.
You know where they are. You know what they like. You know what they don't like. So it's almost like this oversaturation of the market too.
College basketball to me is the most pushed down my throat sport that there is out there. I'm sorry, Lindsey.
Yeah, no,
but I can't turn around and there's not a college basketball game on like 7 channels.
Yes.
Again, I go back to my childhood. There's one game on a week.
Right. But now
it's too much.
Yeah, everything is oversaturated. But everybody wants to get their team on the market, but a lot of the small market teams, people aren't going to games. Right. People aren't. You look in arenas and you're like, oh, there's hardly anybody there. So. And I don't know if I'm sure social media plays a big part in it because, like I said, kids aren't looking at entire bodies of work. They're looking at highlights. They just want to see what happened and who did what.
I'm interested in our chat, our Woodward Sports chat. There's a lot of great comments in there. I'm wondering how many of you guys out there and gals are watching the Red Wings, the Pistons, and the Tigers back in baseball season, like you were. Are you still watching them? Are you watching almost every game? I'm interested. Give us a call. Is that all right if I open the phone?
Sure.
313-552-6322. We'll put it on the screen for you. If you guys want to call in and tell us what your viewing habits are, I'd be interested in finding out what it is. Because I told you, not too long ago, I was watching every single game. And now, half the time, I'm not even paying much attention unless I'm going to the game. Like tomorrow night, I'm not going to watch the Pistons and Rockets, but guess what? I might take my wife to that game and go down to Little Caesars. I love going down to that stadium and watching the game. Basketball is my favorite sport out of the major sports to go physically and watch.
Can I tell you, last year when the Tigers were playing, though, I couldn't tell you I might have watched a game in April and May, and I love baseball.
Right.
I love baseball.
I check the score. If it's getting blown, I'm not watching it.
But they're just not exciting. They're not exciting. The Tigers were not exciting.
And the broadcast wasn't up my. It wasn't for me.
All right, if you want to call 313-552-6322, 313-552-6322. Also, it's a fill-in-the-blank Friday. We're going to get our questions next. We'll make some phone calls. We also got to get to the pick segment. Braylon will join us at 3:36. I want to ask Lindsey Hunter about Charles Barkley's most recent comments as well.
I love that show. That's my favorite show on television.
That's why they get paid a lot of money to stick together, because people like you watch it.
I'd rather watch them than the game.
Right. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. That's right. Les Stanford has expanded the brands. Buick, GMC, they are expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC has the same great service that customers have come to know. Go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. Of course, looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, you can still find Les Stanford standing tall in the great city of Dearborn on Michigan Avenue, where they've been for over 50-plus years. Find the brand you want under one umbrella. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Find new roads.
Find them.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
At Alta.
Uptime, it matters.
Uptime matters. You heard them. Alta Equipment's got everything you need to get the job done. Why not give them a try? Alta Equipment for your next project. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO, the number 2, Alta.
You know, we were talking about...
but wait.
Oh, sorry. Midway.
What's going on,
Remember that,
Ryan? JB here letting you know about the Monroe Street Midway. The holidays might be over, but the Midway is still going on strong. Ryan was just down there the other day. I know you enjoyed it, right, Ryan?
Oh, love it. The giant slide?
Oh, yeah. The giant Arctic slide, the winter bumper cars, the indoor arcade, putt-putt, not to mention there is food down there as well. They are serving you guys up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites, and gluten and vegan-free options as well, too. They're covering all the bases for you guys. But coming soon, we got the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics. You'll be able to compete with the likes of Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Adam Baydoun, Ryan Ermanni. The Maz is going to be down there, as long as none of these guys are on the injured reserve list. Just making sure that's clear first. And the rest of the Woodward Sports family as well. Check it out at deckedoutdetroit.com for more info, and we will see you at the Midway.
Midway. You got it. You know what time it is. Hour number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon Edwards today.
How you doing, Linz?
Doing good, man.
You having fun?
Of course.
What's the best part about working with Tom Mazawey?
The best part? Just the fact that he's here.
Look at the smile.
My God.
Isn't he great?
Yes.
You know, we were talking about just, you know, Maz, your story about college basketball, nobody cares.
Yeah, no one cares.
And then just how football has reigned supreme. I was listening to a radio show, and they had the local team's hockey game on, and the guys went to the bar to watch like Thursday night football, and they didn't changed the game to the football.
Did they only have one TV?
I don't know. No, I guess they had them on like all of them or whatever.
God.
And so they wouldn't put the Thursday night football game on, so everybody walked out to the bar so like 3 people could watch their hockey game.
Oh, wow.
That was the Red Wings back in the day, I'm telling you.
You know how many times, like, you've got like a million TVs, but they're all connected to the same box, so they might have like 3 boxes.
Oh, God.
Interesting stuff. Let me go to the phone lines right now. Bring in Mike Jones, who wants to comment on this. How you doing, Mike? Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling Woodward Sports Network.
What's going on? It's the Wolver Lion live in effect.
Wolver Lion, baby. Wolver Lion, baby.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of the topic? What's your take on where we are about becoming a totally unique football society and nobody's watching baseball, basketball, hockey, and these networks are going bankrupt? What do you think about that?
Football is the most exciting sport in the world. I personally have played football from 97 to 2000 in high school. I played again semi-pro 08 to 2011, and I coached high school varsity D-line the last 2 seasons.
Nice.
It is the best sport in the world.
It's funny you mentioned that, Mike. I want to stick with this theme if I could. Thanks so much for the call, Mike. Really appreciate it. That it's not entertaining anymore. So, Tony Kornheiser was talking about this a little bit yesterday on PTI, talking about how somewhere along the way, professional sports stopped being entertaining. And it's just all about, these big contracts, these contract years, load management. And then he referenced Charles Barkley saying if he said he can't wait for the owners to pound the players in the next CBA and get rid of this load management. We talked about the kid who flew from, was that Argentina?
Yeah, Argentina to see
Jimmy Butler play.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Butler was out that night for load management. Now, Jimmy Butler made it up to the kid,
right,
and all that stuff. But he's like, you know what? If I'm an owner and you're going to play 70% of the games, I'm going to pay you 70% of the salary, or let's just knock the games out. Start on December 25th. Start on Christmas Day.
60 games.
Play 65 games and go from there. Like, what is your take on where the entertainment aspect has gone?
Well, let's think back. Where did this load management start?
LeBron.
Who started?
LeBron.
Think LeBron started?
Yeah.
I don't remember who started
His
it.
big mouth. Him.
Was it Rashid?
No. Popovich.
Yeah,
Really?
with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker.
Popovich used to sit those guys out and let them just rest. And so, nobody made a big deal out of it then because it was kind of early.
They didn't really call it anything.
No, it was. It didn't have a name. It was nothing associated with it. So the more and now it's really not the players most of the time. It's the organization.
Yes.
So how do you stop an organization from policing? How do you have to police themselves?
Right.
So you're going to put rules in. I mean, and this has been done before because you can't conspire with another organization to talk about a guy's contract and I'm not going to pay him this, or you can't do that. So maybe they'll put a rule in saying, hey, guys just can't sit out for the sake of sitting out. But then how do you know if a guy's really hurt or not? You're going to question the fact that if I say my knee is hurting and I can't play tonight, what are you going to tell me?
Right.
So it's a catch-22, But think about this. So I always, research stuff like this. Michael Jordan played 82 games, I think 8 or 9 seasons, where he played every single game, including preseason. Now we have all the technology. We have, all sorts of things to help guys recover. They have recover rooms now.
And they're playing less.
And they're playing less and they're getting hurt more. So I don't know if it's the mindsets or whatever it is, but something has changed, in our culture of sports that guys aren't playing as much. Guys are more injured now. I don't know if it's because kids are more specified in sports early. Maybe they're playing.
Are they working out too much?
I don't know.
Is there such a thing?
I've never heard of a thing called work out too much, but I mean, maybe kids are becoming specialized in a sport early and it's wearing and tearing. You know, I don't know what it is, but it's something going on, and that guys aren't playing a lot. Guys are always resting. You know, it's just different now.
Well, Braylon says, when I brought up the working out too much part, is a lot of these guys are so built up that things do go wrong with them. Well, I don't know how he put it, and I can ask him when he comes on. Well, don't you remember him saying that?
Yeah, maybe something to that effect, but I know for sure that because kids are only playing one sport these days, the amount of high school injuries you're seeing, it is not uncommon to see a high school pitcher go through Tommy John.
Wow.
It's not uncommon. It's not unheard of. There are more high school football players that tear ACLs today than ever before in the history of high school football. Why is that? Well, because they're playing the same sport, working the same muscles all year long.
Yeah. But I'm maybe because we have more access to know that more information. Because I'm sure when we were young, a lot of this stuff was still happening.
Sure.
Because you can't tell me concussions just started.
Well, concussions, no, that was you get back in the game.
You played right. That's my point.
Hell, even I probably had about 9 or 10 of them.
Exactly. I know I did. And I would go home with a headache, and you know, I'm all right. Like go back to practice the next day. But I just think the more information we got, the more access we have to things, we know about things more. So I don't know if the fact that it's happening more or we're just reflecting on it more because we're seeing it at the highest level. So now we're going back down and saying, well, why is this happening?
Right. You know, I even go on social media and I see all these specialized, not Little League, but like these high school, you know, football camps and high school baseball camps. And I'm thinking to myself, man, you should be playing basketball right now. You know what I mean? Like what happened to the football? What happened to the football kid playing basketball? And then when basketball season was done, he played baseball or ran track. Well, what happened to that?
The best athlete was always the best athlete in all those sports.
Well, the problem with that now is, like you said, you have so many camps and this and that. Like
there's no time for it.
Yeah, there's a kid I work with. He's an 8th grader. Is really good athlete, and he plays football, baseball, and basketball. And his dad was showing me his schedule for the summer, and I was like, "How is it possible for him to do all that?"
Yeah.
And it was weekends where he had 3 things to do, and he was like, "Well, he's gonna have to choose because we're supposed to be in Indiana to do 7-on-7." And we got a basketball game, and then you got to go base. I'm like, dude.
Exactly. Our 7-on-7, and I don't want to mean old guy on you. Our 7-on-7 started in July, last week of July, and it went maybe for 2 weeks, and then we went to 3-a-day practices. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that's just what it was. And now, if you don't go to the camp, you're shamed. Your parents get shamed into doing it, and not spending all this money into it. I don't know. It's a mess. Go ahead. Last word on this.
We're sending my daughter Maddie to volleyball travel team. She's not the best volleyball player. She's not. She tries hard and she enjoys it, but if we don't send her to this travel volleyball camp for the next couple of months, she probably won't make her team in high school because the other girls all play, and if you don't play travel, you're not good enough to play on the high school team, although she would be just as good as half those girls just to get on the team. But if we don't do this, she's out. So we'll spend the extra money and drive to God knows where all this time that we don't have, just so she has a chance to continue her high school volleyball career. And that's all. She's going to play 2 more years, and she's not going to play in college.
It's big business, man.
It's all
big business. That's all it is. All right, fill in the blank Friday. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. 26 locations in Metro Detroit, many more nationwide. There is one near you. And when you do, go ahead and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway's got the giant slide, the Warner bumper cars, and of course that indoor arcade. Plus, you can grab a drink at the Lodge before or after any Wings or Piston home game. You gotta get down there, you gotta check it out. Shop, eat, and play downtown anytime with Decked Out Detroit, and check out deckedOutDetroit.com.
All right, gang. Fill in the blank Friday. Here we go. Tom Mazawey, lead us off.
All right, I'm going to start it off with a team near and dear to my heart, the New York Jets. Are you ready, folks?
Here we go.
The Jets are a top blank team if they sign Aaron Rodgers.
They are a top 6 AFC team if they signed Aaron Rodgers. Top 6, I'm going with.
In the AFC.
In the AFC.
AFC's tough. There's no doubt about it.
And I'd put them behind Cincinnati, Buffalo, Kansas City, the Chargers.
The Chargers?
Baltimore.
Baltimore?
And Miami.
Miami? No quarterback. Go ahead. Oh, they're going to get Brady. My bad. Go ahead, Lindsey.
Who's getting Brady?
Probably the Dolphins.
No. Yeah, I agree. I think they'll be a top 6 team if they got Aaron Rodgers. It wouldn't surprise me if they jumped because I love their defense and of course I love their coach.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprising me if they jumped. I probably would put them in front of San Diego though.
What do you think of Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets? Do you like that idea? For both parties?
Yeah, because I want to see him somewhere where he can compete again. Because I think he's still got it. I don't think he's diminishing. He didn't have a great year this year, but I still think he can get back to the MVP level. And if he goes there and plays at an MVP level, there'll be a problem.
I just remember I go back to times when they signed Brett Favre and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Except for him sending pictures to Jet reporters. And then he went to Minnesota and almost got them to the Super Bowl.
Yes, he played well there.
Yeah, I mean, so I know Brett Favre still had tread on the tires, and so does Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Robert Saleh has said it again. He's doubled down. He says we will sign a veteran quarterback this offseason. I just hope it's not, just an average
What
Joe.
happened to that? What happened to the top quarterback? They took the top pick in the draft, right?
Zach Wilson.
Zach was the number
2 overall.
Yeah, he's got a lot of learning to do yet.
First quarterback taken, right?
I think that was Trevor Lawrence's year.
I think
Trevor Lawrence
was it Trevor? That was Trevor's year.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
He's
think.
the second quarterback taken.
Yeah, either the first or the second. I just forget.
No, yeah, it was second because then Trey Lance went 3rd.
Oh yeah,
and
Trey
then
Lance.
Justin Fields.
Oh,
and then,
Trey Lance.
And then
Justin Fields to like 10, right?
And then Mac Jones 15. So there were 5 quarterbacks in the top 15 that year.
Speaking of Trey Lance, you're San Francisco, buddy.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you about him. Trey Lance hopes the 49ers blank this weekend.
You better hope they win. What do you mean?
This is easy. This is easy.
Yeah.
This is easy. Ready? Trey Lance hopes the 49ers lose this weekend against the Eagles. Can you imagine if this Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, leads this team to the Super Bowl and gets a Super Bowl win? There is no way in hell Trey Lance is rooting for them to win because he wants everybody to know that that's his job. How do you supplant a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like, how do you say, no, you're not going to be our starter next year?
Well, regardless if Brock Purdy gets them to the Super Bowl or not, that's not Trey Lance's job anymore.
There you go. But at least it gives a sliver of hope if you lose.
I don't think so.
So is he the backup? You traded 3 number ones, and he's going to be your backup?
I can see if they don't trade Garoppolo, I think Trey may end up the back. But if they can keep Garoppolo and trade Trey, I think that could happen. But there's no indication that. And I know we didn't get a great sample size from Trey, but from what I saw and from what I'm seeing from this kid, I just can't see him beating this kid out.
All right. We'll remind you of this.
Yes.
Of your 49ers. All right, let's move on. I mentioned Andy Reid before. Andy Reid is a top blank coach currently. And part 2, Andy Reid is a top blank coach of all time. Ryan.
I think he's a top 5 coach currently. I think he's a top 12 coach overall. Here's the coaches that I would put before all time Andy Reid. Bill Belichick, Bill Walsh, Chuck Noll, Joe Gibbs, Vince Lombardi, Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells, Don Shula, Tom Landry, Mike Shanahan.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
How many Super Bowls did Jimmy Johnson win?
2. And all of these guys are multiple Super Bowl winners. There's 13 head coaches with multiple Super Bowl wins. I almost think he needs that.
How about Bud Grant?
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Perhaps. I almost think he has to get that second Super Bowl to be included in that echelon of coaches. Now, he's done it with multiple organizations. Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a Bill Belichick. A lot of it's really hard because it's hard to quantify. I mean, he's doing it too. He's doing it. You know, he's been to the Super Bowl with 2 different teams.
Yep.
So I'd put him as a top 12 all time.
Yeah.
You know, probably a top 3 head coach actually. I mean,
right now,
Bill Belichick right now. Who else? Mike Tomlin is a damn good head coach.
Great head coach.
You know, what's the difference between Tomlin and Reid? To be honest with you, they have the same amount of Super Bowl wins.
Yeah.
So you got to get that second one if you want me to elevate you. Right? Pete Carroll's a damn good head coach right now.
He's got 2 in the bag.
I mean,
should have had another.
I mean, you think about these great coaches right now. I mean, Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick. Those are the 4 names that jump off the page at me right now.
I'd say Andy Reid is top 5 right now and top 20 all time, which is still damn good in the NFL history. Because I know we're missing people.
Right.
We're definitely, you're missing Bud Grant. You're missing Marv Levy. You know, you can go up and down. Jimmy Johnson, you said.
Right.
He gets in there.
Jimmy Johnson's in there. He's won 2 Super Bowls. I mean, I think you've got to win 2 to be considered an all-time great.
But if we went if I had every team in front of me, I could think back of every coach.
Dr. Detroit says no Bill Cowher. I mean, Bill Cowher's won 1.
He won 1, right?
Won 1.
Here in Detroit.
You know, I mean, again, what's the difference between Cowher and Reid? One guy's a defensive specialist. Mike Holmgren. Mike Holmgren took 2 different teams to the Super Bowl. Green Bay and Seattle.
George Seifert won a Super Bowl, got to a couple.
Absolutely.
Good guy. All right, he's in good company.
Yes.
He's in phenomenal company. Here we go. Keep it home here. The Lions will blank a quarterback this year.
Absolutely draft a quarterback in the first round. I'm going with it. They're taking a first-round quarterback with one of their 2 picks. I don't know where. I don't know at 6, at 9, at 18, at 30. I don't know. They're taking a first-round quarterback.
I don't think they'll draft a quarterback. I don't.
That means they will pick how many times in the top 10?
5 consecutive years with a top 10 pick.
And not pick a QB. That's unheard of.
They haven't done it up to this point.
I know. That's why I said it's unheard of.
Right.
It's unheard of.
Yeah, they need to, though.
Yeah.
I would take one.
They absolutely need
and
to.
sit him, I'd sit him.
Well, I pray that they take a quarterback somewhere in this draft.
Do you think they're gonna? We're gonna take a pause.
No, I don't.
Okay. Sit on this. We're going to continue fill in the blank Friday. We'll do it next. First, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Oh, Chili Peppers Tanning. 27 locations in the Metro Detroit area. You got to get there. The sun's nowhere to be seen here in Michigan. You know that. Got to get your tan on. Got to get your vitamin D. Chili Peppers Tanning's the place for you. Not only do you get the cleanest salons in the D, but if you join the Pepper Club, they save you $5 against any competitor on unlimited tanning and more. They have the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters, ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Centron is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy drinks and premium bottled water. Centron is fashionable, functional, and fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Centron is your top choice. Buy online at Centron.com, drinkcentron.com, also available at Amazon, so you can get dope like Braylon. Drink it, live it with Centron.
Kirk Romero, quick crying for a first-round quarterback. Holmes has a plan. I believe, here it is, has a plan, and he will only draft a guy if it fits the plan. He won't just draft to say he did it. So, Kurt, why the hell do you assume it's not a quarterback? If he's got a plan, and he's going to draft a guy if it fits the plan, why do you assume it's not a quarterback? How can you sit there and say, quit crying for a first-round quarterback, and then follow it up with, he has a plan, and he will only take a player that fits that plan? What if part of that plan is drafting a quarterback and letting him sit behind Jared Goff for a year, and then letting him take off? I mean, some of these people are just. I don't understand it. It's not.
They think they've got Dan Marino as their quarterback. They do. Dan Marino is not here, guys.
I just don't. I don't understand how you could be so sure.
This trial is outrageous.
Seriously, I mean, some of these people are so mad that I want Jared Goff replaced, or it's not. Jared Goff is a really good quarterback.
Well, you don't want him replaced. You just want the next guy getting ready.
Get ready, because if you want a sustained team, the model is set. If you believe Jared Goff is in the ilk of a Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, a $40 to $50 million guy.
Over his own feet.
Now, those guys, listen to me. Those guys will fill a lot of the deficiency. If you have Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Herbert, you can pay them $40, $50 million. They're gonna completely fill a lot of voids on your team.
Yep.
But if you don't have that guy, it's very simple. You can't pay the quarterback that much money. You just can't do it and have a good team.
Stop it.
Exactly. 7 of the 8 teams that played in the divisional round had a quarterback on a rookie deal. You know that one of the teams that lost? Dallas.
Yep.
You know, all 4 teams playing this week have a quarterback on a rookie deal. And again, Mahomes, we got $30 million this year, but his deal doesn't kick in until next year.
Right.
Allen, his deal doesn't kick in till next year. I don't know what's so hard for people to figure this stuff out.
So before you move off of this, Lindsey, I'm just going to hit you between the eyes again. Okay, Ryan and I have been politicking. If we are Tom Brady, so I'm going to ask you, you are Tom Brady, and you're picking your next team. Would you not think of picking the Detroit Lions as your destination? And Ryan, explain to him. Just tell him.
Yeah.
As Tom Brady, what would he gain by being a Lions quarterback?
Look, I'm kind of over the Brady talk, but for the sake of the argument, if you look at the AFC,
I'm just bringing it up.
I understand, but if you look at the AFC, why would you go up against all these quarterbacks in the AFC when you got nobody in the NFC? I mean, all of the talent is in the AFC. Why would you want to compete against that at 46 years old when you can easily go to an NFC team,
right?
And maybe what are you going to beat? Matt Stafford, Jalen Hurts. I mean, these are the guys you go. Brock Purdy. Dak Prescott,
Geno,
Kirk Cousins. This is your Jordan Love. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the AFC, this is your competition. So why wouldn't you do that? Just to follow up with Kurt. Kurt says, "I'm not mad. I just think Brad Holmes knows more than we do." Obviously. And I don't know either. But what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be shocked. And in fact, it's probably likely that Brad Holmes is thinking along these lines. He's looking at these final 4 teams.
Everybody is.
He's looking at who is in the divisional round, how you build a team, and not just how you build a team, how you have an elongated sequence of just winning.
Right.
The San Francisco 49ers have been to 6 NFC Championship games in the last 12 years. They've done it with 4 different quarterbacks. 4 of them. Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy. I don't know, guys. I don't know why it's so hard to think that you put the team together, you put an entire team together, and you don't pay your quarterback $35-40 million bucks. Unless he's a Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert type guy.
Yep, got to be one of those guys.
This will be the last time I even mention Brady again. But listen, are you taking Brady or Goff right now if you had a choice? You're the general manager of the Lions. Who are you starting for the next 2 years?
The next 2?
Next year. Just next season. Who are you taking? Are you taking 46-year-old Tom Brady, or are you taking 29-year-old Jared Goff? I just want to get your opinion.
That's tough because me watching Brady this year, man, was tough watching him. It was hard watching him sometimes.
Well, he didn't have anybody.
Yeah, he didn't have any help. You're right.
He still had the stats.
Yeah, he was. I think with this team, with the Lions team, that they have now, he could take them further than Goff probably could. Just because he's been there, done that.
Yeah.
It's old news for him.
Well, Goff has been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we watched that Super Bowl. He was not good.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't understand how people are so they know. I mean, I don't know. You don't know. And then you get the people. The Malik Willis. Look, bad take. Seriously, screw you.
Yeah,
Seriously, Mark. Dude, quit listening to the show. Screw you. Seriously, quit it. You don't like to. Screw you. I mean, it's just so mind-boggling that
there's no exact science to it. There's like you said, everybody has a plan, right? Everybody has a plan, but like we were talking about, if you could get a stud. If I got a stud quarterback that falls in my lap, I got to take him.
Right.
I got to take him.
Seriously. I mean, you're not going to take C.J. Stroud if he's there? You're not going to I mean, if Bryce Young falls to you at 6, you're not going to take him? you're let's say there's an edge rusher off the board that you want at 5.
Right.
You're not going to trade back and maybe add an extra pick, and maybe with one of those picks take like an Anthony Richardson or something like that.
Right.
I'm just saying, my goodness, Jesus.
But you see how how hit and miss it is. Think about and because I went back and watched some of Brock Purdy's college clips, just watching him in college, and you could see some of the flash that he has now. You could see the inconsistencies, why he probably fell so far. But at the same time, watching him and comparing him to other quarterbacks that probably went way ahead of him, it wasn't that far. It wasn't that big of a gap.
Another winning team,
right?
Picking a quarterback to groom,
right?
And look where he is now.
And Steve Smith had an awesome take. He was talking about he was calling scouts lazy, and he was just saying, we'd take a guy in the top 5 that has proven to us that he can't play in this league, and this kid has proved to us that he can, and he was the last pick in the draft. How does that happen?
It's incredible, man. It's incredible. I got two fill in the blank questions left, Maz. Let's get to them.
Let's do it. Here we go. All the pressure in the Cincinnati and Kansas City game is on blank.
Feel like it's on Kansas City. And I feel like that because A, they're at home, right, and B, the Mahomes contract kicks in next year. And again, I think the salary cap is like a fugazi. Like you can manipulate that thing however you want.
Right.
But this is as close as they're going to get to being able to have as complete of a team as possible. Now again, Mahomes is the best quarterback in football, and to me, it's not even close.
Right.
And he's going to have a lot of his ability, his talent is going to fill in the blank, no pun intended, on a lot of these deficiencies in the coming years. But it's hard to pay your quarterback $45-50 million and have a complete team around him. I think Kansas City has to win it this year.
I agree that the pressure is on Kansas City, and not to get off subject, but I keep hearing people talk about quarterback in Cincinnati,
Joe
Burrow becoming the face of the league if he can beat Mahomes, and although I love Joe Burrow, he's a great quarterback, but if you look at Patrick Mahomes' achievements right now, if he stopped playing today, he's a Hall of Famer.
And not only that, I just want to point out that adds to the pressure for Kansas City because Burrow and the Bengals 3-0 against Mahomes.
They're going to Burrowhood, right?
Yeah, Burrowhead. Burrowhead, they call it. Last question.
Here you go, guys.
Yep.
Put up the graphic, Fletch. Your dream Super Bowl is blank versus blank. There are your matchups.
You guys know mine.
I'm going. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna go 4. I'm going to go Kansas City, San Francisco.
That's a lot of red.
I know. God, I don't care. I honestly don't. I love all 4 of these teams. I do. I don't care. I think you're going to get a great Super Bowl. I don't want to see Bengals Philly. I don't want to see Bengals Philly for whatever reason. That's the one I don't want to see. Bengals Niners, Bengals Eagles. No, Bengals Niners or Chiefs Eagles, Chiefs San Francisco.
Go ahead, Lindsey.
Well, I want San Francisco Chiefs because I think we owe them. We got to get them back. We got to get them back because they beat us in the Super Bowl, so I want revenge.
There you go. Maz, what's yours? Because I got to get you a break.
Silverdome, Super Bowl 16.
Bengals San Francisco.
Bengals San Francisco. They've been 2 great Super Bowls. Why not make it 3? Why not make it 3?
All right, very good. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll do our pick segment.
Yes, sir.
But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, their 24/7 professional monitoring makes the difference. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who are proven to care. Call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in Downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Wintertime in Detroit is always best and better, of course, with comfort foods from Big Boy. That's right. Get on out there. Try the classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo. Plus, of course, the Big Boy is out there as well. For breakfast, that's stuffed potato pancakes and those omelets, the Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Try them all at your local Big Boy.
Big Boy, that's right. Look at that.
How you doing in the chat? There,
I'm doing great in the chat. the chat is good. Is good. My friend.
How's Huron Mark?
Huron Mark.
Yeah,
Huron Mark is still with us. He's having a good time
awesome.
in here. He's having a good time in here. Huron.
Everyone's a GM.
A lot of people believe though that there are that all the pressure is on Kansas City. So yeah, no doubt. That's what I think too. I
just want to see a good game.
Huron Mark says Bengals 49ers would be sweet. I think a lot of people would like to see the Bengals and 49ers. The Bengals Eagles is the one I don't want to see. I don't know. Maybe it's
don't make sense.
I know it doesn't make any sense at all. But that's not the first time I haven't made sense.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, the game is indoors in Arizona. I think it's State Farm Field now, I think they call it. Anyway, so it's in beautiful Arizona, indoors. Hopefully they'll open the roof. Probably not. But I hate indoor stadiums. I just do. I just think football should be outside. I think it should be in Miami, in Tampa every single year, to be perfectly honest. That's the best 2 Super Bowl cities. And I know everyone likes New Orleans, but you got to play indoors at the Superdome. So I just like outdoor games. It's just something about them that's to me, that's football.
There you go.
I like to see the Lions play at freaking Comerica Park. I'd rather go there than Ford Field.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
I'm just
I like sitting inside. Maz, let's do our pick segment, shall we? This is a big
Why
deal.
not?
Big deal. Big deal. You got totals and everything?
I do. I got totals here. We're not very good. We're very mediocre.
I had a terrible week.
We're very mediocre.
I had a terrible week. We got to do the totals, too, right? I mean, just have 4 games.
Yeah, I got the totals
Okay,
here.
good.
The totals are Braylon and I are 5-5 in the playoffs, and you're 4-6.
How am I on top then?
You're not on top.
Look at the graphic.
Oh, well, Fletch likes you better.
Did Bray send in his picks?
He did.
Okay. Give me a little music here, JB. Let's start, Maz. You got it.
I got it? All right, let's lead it off with the opening game. It's the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Let's
the
go.
West champions and the East champions. And Philly at home, favored by 2.5. Ryan.
Man, here's the deal. I have been banging on the 49ers drum all year. I have said that the 49ers are going to go into Philadelphia and they're going to beat the Eagles all year long. Rookie quarterbacks 0-4 in championship games. Will Brock Purdy make it 0-5? I am going to, purely because I've been saying it all year, stick with the 49ers. If I was legitimately betting, I would probably take the Eagles. But for the sake of my arguments all year long, I got to stick with the 49ers. I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers plus the 2.5. And I am not betting the game, by the way. I'm just saying.
I think I know who you're picking.
Absolutely.
49ers.
Not even
What's the score, Lindsey?
What did I say earlier? I think one of my 49er groups, I think I said like.
Why don't you ask him the score after he gives you after you give us the total?
Like, what do you mean, the total?
The over-under?
I don't have the over-under.
Oh, I think that should have been part of our...
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sure we can find it in a split second.
I think we win 27-24.
All right, 27-24. That's doesn't sound too confident, but...
Over-under 46.
I'm very confident.
Let's 46. Play the over-under 46.
He's got the over.
You've got the over. Okay.
I got the under.
And who do you got?
I got the 49ers.
Oh, kiss
20-17.
You're talking about the kiss of death.
Braylon has the Eagles, so it's not the kiss of death.
Okay.
Braylon has the Eagles.
I don't know if it's fair. You got to ask him before the game starts if he wants under 46 or over 46.
I will.
But he probably doesn't know what that means even.
Sure, we'll tell him.
He might now, actually, after working with me for
we've
a year and a half.
We've made him into a gambler.
Right. I'm going to say under. No, I'm going to say over. No, I'm going to say under.
It's 27 degrees and sunny in Philadelphia on Sunday.
I'll go over.
Okay,
I'm going to say...
I'm the only under then.
I'm going to say 49ers 27-21.
Okay. And I got 20-17.
20-17. What'd you say, 27-24?
Yeah,
that's what Lindsey said.
27-24.
Okay. All right. Got to get a score from Braylon.
We will.
Under. Okay.
In the nightcap, and I mean nightcap, starts at 6:30, probably 7 o'clock by the time it's all said and done.
Right.
Bengals at Burrowhead against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Chiefs are 1-point favorite. Now, this thing has been flip-flopping.
Yeah.
Kansas City was favored by 3. Bengals were favored by 3. Flip-flops back to the Chiefs favored by 1. Lindsey, you get to lead off this one.
I'm going to go...
What's the over-under on this one?
47.5.
So almost the same.
Or 48, depending on what site you get it from.
All right, let's get it 48. Let's say 48.
48.
I'm going... this is a tough one, man.
Braylon's taking the Chiefs. The Bengals.
I'm taking Chiefs 28-24.
Chiefs.
High-scoring game.
28-24. So you've got the over 48. Maz?
What's the magic number for the Bengals?
27.
27-24. Cincinnati gets the cover, and they get the over.
Bengals 27-24, you said?
Yep.
24 over. And I'm going to say Kansas City, and I will say under. I will say Kansas City 23, Cincinnati 19.
I love your numbers. Give Braylon the Bengals. I'll get you the over-under from
All
them.
right, you got it.
JB, who do you like in these games? Let's hear them. Both of them.
49ers and Eagles. Give me the Niners on this one. I'll take the plus 2.5. Bengals and Chiefs. Give me the Bengals.
Repeat of Super Bowl Silverdome.
And the following 9 years later as well.
I didn't have my makeup. I'll take the Niners at plus 2.5. I'll take the over in that game. What was it, 46?
Yes.
I'm so proud of Fletch. There's a kid that didn't know what a football
what is it?
Till we got him.
I'll take the Bengals at +1.
48 is the number.
But I'll take the under. I'm not going to lie. I think Mahomes is going to get sacked, and it's going to mess up that ankle, and it's going to be in, like, the second quarter. They're not going over.
Fletch, I'm so proud of you. You've
I'm
grown so
proud.
much.
I can't explain to you how proud I am.
I know. It's great.
Speaking it into existence right there.
I'll take the over, and then what's the number? 48. I'll take the under. Fletch, you're the man, bro. I love you. JB, give me an over-under on both games here.
What was the
46 in the Niners?
Under.
Under. 48 in the Bengals.
Over.
Over.
As Fletch said, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to get hurt sometime in this game. It's going to be over for him.
Don't tell
There
Flannel.
you go. Very good. All right, gang, back to wrap it up. We'll do it next. First, a message from Custom Health Centers. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to tell you that I am down 16 pounds now.
You son of a gun, you.
16.4 pounds since I started the program at Custom Health Centers. They take the willpower out of weight loss. Whether it's 20 pounds, 120 pounds, Custom Health Centers has a customized approach to your weight loss needs. Call them right now, 844-789-THIN. That number again, 844-789-THIN.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for that new man cave? Well, Matrix has you covered. They are your basement remodel experts that also specialize in bathrooms and kitchen as well. With an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, why not give them a try? Call them today at 888-594-8844 or check them out online at matrixhomesolutions.com.
Hey, you know what time it is. Breaking news, by the way. The Michigan Wolverines have hired a quarterbacks coach.
Brian Greasy?
No, not Brian Greasy. Coach Kirk Campbell is the Kirk Campbell. He was an offensive analyst with the University of Michigan football team.
Oh, he was an analyst.
He's been elevated to the quarterbacks coach. So it appears that Sharon Moore will be the solo offensive coordinator there.
Okay,
so,
interesting.
There you go. Good.
Well, I thought maybe Josh Gaddis might make a return.
Josh Gaddis fired today by Miami. Incredibly, after 1 year, they were, some of the numbers, Miami dismissed Gaddis after one season, 89th in offense. 86th in total offense in the nation was the Miami Hurricanes. The Canes finished 5-7. Man, oh man! So Gaddis is out.
What have you done for me lately?
That's really what it is. You know, Gaddis, and again, Braylon will disagree with me on this, but to me, Gaddis had three good games. Maryland, Ohio State, and Iowa. And
not Ohio State?
Maryland, Ohio State, and Iowa.
Oh, you did say Iowa. Okay.
And outside of that, his tenure at Michigan looked a lot like we saw this year, really.
Pulled those trick plays out, right, against Maryland. That
exactly.
was a big one. Against Penn State, too.
Very good.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Hey, before I get to Inside the NFL here, just a quickie. Earlier today, Southpaw Slavs, one of our favorites on the chat, wanted me to ask Lindsey, did you guys, as Pistons, get excited as we did when John Mason was doing the intros? And how does he compare to other stadium announcers?
Oh, absolutely. We got excited. He was by far head and shoulders above everybody else. Everybody else was kind of mundane and was the same. I think the only one I could compare to it was when the Bulls were the Bulls.
Yeah.
And when they came,
Carolina.
that was probably the only other one that I can compare. But ours was like by far the best.
Who's the guy? Long time stadium announcer for the Lakers. Magic Johnson. Kobe Bryant.
I like that kind of. I like that kind of guy.
I love that. I love that guy. He's like this big fat white dude with a white beard. I think I forgot his name. LA Lake. I gotta look at this guy now. I mean, Kobe Bryant.
I remember.
Yes.
Understated is cool.
Yeah.
Because you played for the Lakers too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That was cool. But Mason was the guy, though.
He still is.
Yeah, it was exciting.
I remember when, unfortunately, ABC had the finals back then.
Lawrence Tanter.
He's not there anymore?
I don't think he is.
Anyway, Al Michaels was the play-by-play guy for some, God knows, I don't know why they put him at the NBA finals. He was horrible. Horrible. And he was just taken aback by Mason and what the Palace did.
Who was? I'm sorry. It was
Al Michaels. He was his holier-than-thou self.
Yeah.
And just above it all, and just couldn't understand.
Hated the pyrotechnics and the fireworks.
Hated everything. Just the grouchiest son of a gun you ever wanted to do to call a game. And you know what? We stuck it right up his you-know-what, because we got the 5-game sweep against his L.A. Lakers. That's all I got to say.
James Worthy.
Hey, I got a couple quick football stuff. Dan Quinn, who we thought might be a head coach coming out of Dallas, is staying with the Cowboys as defensive coordinator.
Yeah, look at that. Because nobody was going to hire him.
You don't think?
Did you see also, nobody, that's what you do, right? I mean, that's really what you do.
Do you think he went in there and said, you know what, I'm going back to Dallas. We have unfinished business. I don't want one of these.
So you think that's the same thing with Ben Johnson here in Detroit? Offensive coordinator. He said, forget to the other teams. I'm staying in Detroit. You think that's what happened?
Did he interview?
Yeah. Carolina.
So you think if he got the job, he would be coming back saying that?
I'll be quiet. By the way, the Colts are looking for a head coach. Not really, because Jim Irsay wants to rehire Jeff Saturday. Some Colt fans have started a petition that says, please do not hire Jeff Saturday as our coach.
Oh, my God.
A petition by the fans. Isn't that great?
That's pretty,
the Fighting Saturdays were okay for a minute.
I know.
The Fighting Saturdays.
He got him going. He got them the number 4 pick. He did what he was supposed to do.
Hey, speaking of coaches, I was NFL Network last night. They were talking about Sean Payton, how he is bowed out of the job in Denver because there was apparently a disagreement with one of the owners. Sean Payton wants total, complete control of that organization. And it just... The first thing I thought about that is all these rumors about Sean Payton at Dallas is never going to happen that reason alone. You cannot have that much of a doting owner. You have to have complete, total control. And you might get that at one spot, really, and that's the Los Angeles Chargers next year.
Yeah, we'll see.
After they fail.
Hey, one more. Tua Tagovailoa. His parents have come out on his behalf and said, our son is not retiring. Now, I read something today that he is still in concussion protocol.
What?
1 month later.
Wow.
And his parents have come out and saying our son will not retire.
Incredible.
What do you think of that?
Man, it's hard, man. I mean,
he's still in protocol.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of contract he's going to get because he doesn't have FU money. You know what I mean? He never got that big contract. He hasn't gotten paid yet. Really? So I don't know if it's something to do with that or not. I mean,
probably
even sitting out a year might behoove somebody to get well. We only wish the best for him. Absolutely, Lindsey Hunter. We got to get out of here. Any parting thoughts to share with us before we get you out of here?
Go Niners!
There you go, Brock Purdy, baby. Lindsey, thanks for sitting in today. Braylon, we love you. Good luck to Bailey tomorrow playing in the NFLPA.
Yes, sir.
All-Star game at Pasadena, at the Rose Bowl. That game is going to be on the NFL Network if you want to check it out tomorrow afternoon. Another Edwards playing at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Pretty cool stuff.
Another dominant
That's right.
performance coming up.
Shoot, son of a gun.
What happened?
A paper cut when I...
On a Friday, you got a paper cut? I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
Everybody, enjoy your weekend.
Yes, bye.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.